McMina, listen, man. It's been a while since I've actually responded to a video of yours. I'm doing you a favor. Okay? It's past midnight here in the East Coast. So by the time I upload it, it's gonna be probably 1 o'clock. So I have no fucking clue. I think you're out there enjoying a fire pit or something. So I was at work. Actually, I was out and about when you uploaded this video. So we're gonna have some fun with it. And I wanted to just give my input on what it is that you're saying here, because I, as a written on paper Canadian, could give some thoughts, comments, concerns, complaints, just thoughts that I could give you added to what it is that you're saying to the craziness of the bullshit that is happening here in the East Coast. So this is Nova Scotia, I believe. Nova Scotia. So let's go on to the video.
And for a walk in the woods is going to cause a fire. I can understand why people think that that's ridiculous. But the reality is, it's not that you might cause a fire. It's that if you're out there walking in the woods and you break your leg, we're not going to come and get you, because we have emergency responders that are out focused on a fire that is threatening the lives of New Brunswickers. And if you take your boat out fishing in a pond in Crown Land and you capsize, we're not going to be able to come and help you out, because our first responders are focused on an immediate and serious threat to our province. And so it's the possibility of diverting emergency resources away from where they are really needed. Me going for a walk in the woods is going to cause...
Okay, so this one just doesn't pass the smell test. As someone who's lived in like 5...
Does it smell test? Does it smell of shit? Does it smell of burn? It smells of something, McMina.
Fireville. Like, I've had to literally throw stuff into my car and go, and like there's a good chance that like that's all I have left. I never heard of no hiking. The closest thing to it.
McMina, listen, you never heard of it because this is Canada. This is a place where it's getting exposed. The impossibility has now become the possible. What we didn't think would be stupid 10 years ago was now stupidities today. You should know, given our chats, given our interactions, Canada is a very silly, silly place that over time it's going to be exposing itself. Thank God. But it's not without good reason.
Is the coronavirus stuff, and I was thinking about that because they kind of tried that around here. They tried to like close some state parks, and people got mad about it. And the funniest thing was in my town, there was like a little city park that's not too far from me, and it has a playground, and they put like police tape on it. It was just like so pathetic. Like it was like scary and laughable.
Yeah, when I was still living with my mom, there was a park that wasn't too far. They literally did the same thing. They had the police tape around it when they were calling for people. Like, you could go outside. You weren't allowed to be at the parks because there would be germs on the playground. So you could stay outside, but you're not allowed to be playing on the fucking slides and on the swings because people are touching it. Wow, my God, how lame and pathetic that was. I wouldn't be surprised that if anyone did try to attempt to like just fucking go in it, period. I wouldn't be surprised. Good for them if they did.
And then 1 week we went there and we saw like these parents just ripping it up, tearing it up, just like, after like a week and a half of this, they couldn't take it. And the kids were like, yay, and they were playing in the park, and I was like, hope for humanity,
Well, you know what it is, McMina? This difference. A bit of the cultural difference of the temperament between the Americans, you guys, and Canadians. Canadians are not, for the most part, like that. Americans, you guys don't give a fuck. You're like, fuck this shit. What are they gonna do? What are the sheriff? You guys have sheriffs over there? We don't got that shit. We don't have sheriffs of our county, as far as I'm aware. You guys don't give a fuck. Your attitudes are completely different. You see, that is what I would love to see in Canada. As long as I'm still up here. You're like, fuck this shit. You guys have a tendency to, like, rip, like, Band-Aids off of wounds. You're like, fuck this. In this case, yeah. I'm McLovin' that.
I don't know what's going on here. Yes, it would be dumb to be hiking where there is a fire danger.
Right. But I'll just say this, over the period of time that I've noticed, even when Canada was not going kaboom or blitzkrieging simultaneously, like with the rest of the country, like Quebec, they would actually put out warnings and say, listen, it's a little bit dry, so for the time being, just don't light up fires, and because if you do, you're going to be in big trouble, type of thing. That was the end of it. That was the complete fucking end. And this goes back to the whole arbitrary nonsense of, let's say, I don't know, curfews? Because apparently curfews worked, right? The Rona was worse after 10 o'clock than it was at 8:30. So, all of a sudden, fire hazards are worse now than they have been in the past. Well, what conclusion have we drawn at this point? Laws are arbitrary. Yeah, laws are arbitrary. But I would say 9 times out of 10, whenever that shit fucking happens, that a forest fire in Quebec, in Canada would fucking happen, would be due to negligence, but it's a small percentage, actually. And here's something I just found out. I'm not sure how soon this happened, but apparently those wildfires that were going on in Saskatchewan, I think this year, you know who was that did it? It was, I would call him a professional arsonist. It's a little bit more contextual than that. It was a firefighter. He was the one that managed to start 30 forest fires. And he confessed to the fuzz when they caught him. That is just fucking awesome. Meanwhile, his sentence was like 18 months and community service. But if you go out hiking in the woods, the tickets start from $25,000. Which is fucking lame. Hey, keep Canada lame.
Like where, like a fire is coming, like we did stuff like that where I lived. I mean, it's just common sense, like if like a fire's headed that way, get out, just go, They can't like legally make you leave, but I mean, if you have any common sense, you don't want to stay where there's a fire danger.
Right, but if you're an arsonist, yeah, you want to start it, right? And McMahon, let's keep something in mind here. A lot of Canadians saw Trump get reelected. A lot of them were saying, yay, common sense is coming back. Things are getting back to normal. Woo! How's that normality thing going? How's common sense going for you? Common sense, I hate to say this, I hate to sound like Dr. Phil, but his quote really resonated with me back in the 2000s, and it still applies today. Common sense is not common enough. This is Canada. Canada does not know the meaning of common sense. I mean, there is room for irrationality, but when you bleed too much into it, now you're really starting to look a little bit fucking kooky and becoming a fucking wackadoodle. Like this is, again, Canada. These policies do not make sense. Who was the idiot that put it in this fucking policy? It was the same thing with the curfews during the pandemic. This was railed on the Lego government, the French-only Matrix government, those idiots were given these policies by McKinsey and Company. These guys have ties to Bill Gates and his foundation. So who ordered these guys to put in that fucking policy?
You know, and the funny part was when it happened to me, I accidentally left my bathroom window open.
Oh, good job.
And so embers can burn the screen and then go in the house. And so I was like at my friend's house, you know, I called somebody and said, hey, I'm getting evacuated. You know, I need a place to go. And he said, yeah, stay. And in fact, I was going to invite you over for the weekend. You know, I'm having a party. And but like what happened was like nothing, because basically fire camp was across the street. All the firefighters were right there. So, and no one in their right mind would have gone hiking during that time. You know, it like that wouldn't have happened. But it's almost like they're saying like you can't hike because there's a fire over there or over there.
Well, you know what's funny, and I just made this realization at some point when I was making a post. They're stopping you from going into the woods because you might just start a fire, like in this setting, but no one said you couldn't start a fire in a fire pit. They're not banning that. You also can't stop the combustion engine and the EVs from exploding either.
And that I've never heard of before. That's a new one.
Of course it's a new one, McMeeta. This is Canada. Where the impossibilities coming possible. Oh, fuck me, man. Dude, if you actually lived here, I don't know how you... Dude, I don't know how you'd be able to live here. If you did. I think you'd be able to probably thrive or probably be comfortable in BC. Because it's in the West. Like, you're a West Coaster. You're used to that. But, yeah, that's just my thought on it.
So, I don't know. Like, it obviously makes sense that you should advise people strongly not to hike when there's a freaking fire, like, coming that way. You know, but if they're saying, like, we don't have emergency services available because we're busy with this fire over there. I mean, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and you know what? You're not... See, that's the funny thing. You're not wrong to say that, but in the past, it has happened when there would be fires. I think if my memory serves me, when there were forest fires going down in California or somewhere, it was like last year, don't fucking tell me that resources were not aplenty, that were not in abundance, that you couldn't get help from other provinces at all. Those what would you call them? Those water choppers? Yeah, we don't have that here in Quebec. There's literally no way that you guys could spend a little extra money. Things are going up. Taxes in Canada are fucking sky high. Don't tell me it's not in your budget that you can't call for backup from other provinces. I'm just saying. Nova Scotia is not a very big place. Hey, bro, you could have called somebody. Not Ghostbusters, you could have called someone else. It's not the first time. No resources, we don't have that. Oh, bull fucking shit, that's just an excuse. That's an excuse, and I'm not falling for that propaganda. The thing is, this what separates Canada from the Americans. You guys are allowed to have guns if, let's say, you're out in the woods, right? For self-defense against a wild animal, or at the very least, pepper spray, deer deterrent, or some deterrent. Something, for fuck's sakes. Let me give you an example of something really pathetic, and this goes back like a few years now. Again, when I was still living with my mom. It was during that time that there was an onslaught of people that were reporting to the city itself that they saw coyotes. Because what was going on? Where I used to live, it would be a woodsy area. I've seen things there. I've seen deers, I've seen raccoons, I've seen skunks. I haven't seen any dead bodies, I haven't seen anything beyond that, but I've also seen twice 2 coyotes. Not sure if those coyotes, it was the same one. I have no fucking clue. Dude, he was not interested in me. But they were deforesting the area. So I don't know where this guy came from. I've been in those woods. I've walked those woods since the age of 16 at that time. So I knew where I was going. It wasn't a mystery to me. And I would report this shit to the fucking city, and what was their thing? Well, I'm not allowed a gun. Deterrent, forget it. Reported it, didn't do shit. They ended up laughing and turned around and saying, well, there's nothing really we can do, which technically you can. All you can do is just trap them and send them off somewhere else because, duh, you can do that. You're allowed to do that. Or you can put them, like, in some sanctuary place where some places keep the animals for a period of time and then they send them on their merry way that are, that have that skill for such a thing. But their response to me was, yeah, you just gotta live with it. You gotta fucking live with it. You know, we share the same land as they do. I've been on these lands since the age of 16. I was there for almost like 17 years. I have never once seen a freaking coyote. 17 years is a long time. So, yeah, it's a little bit odd. But as far as I'm aware, I don't know how it works with our firearms here. When you're hunting, you have to have a license here. But to actually carry a gun in defense against an animal, I still think it is permissible, but I'm not a hunter. I don't have my hunting license. Yeah, you need a gun to hunt here. Pretty fucking stupid, but whatever. So I don't know if you're gonna bring that up at any point.
You know, it might be true. You know, they might say like, yeah, if something happens, sorry, we don't have anybody yet. It's gonna be delayed. You know, but let's be real. If you're out in the middle of the woods and something bad happens to you, how are they gonna get? What are you gonna do? Dial like 911 and they're just gonna like fly out? I mean, come on, guys. Like, think with your head.
McMeena, you're asking for too much, my friend. I'm sorry, McMeena. Listen. I know you're out on the West Coast. You're out in Oregon, and you guys are pretty wild and crazy out there. But at least you guys have some common sense. Unlike here, for you to be asking Canadians and the East Coast and these freaking idiots to be using their head, you're asking for a bit much, bruv.
The reality is, when you go out deep into the woods, you're taking some kind of risk.
Yeah, as we all do. Even when you're in the car, you're taking a fucking risk. Yeah, but there's no guarantee that the cops will come. But then why the fuck do we got it?
Get attacked by an animal.
Yeah.
You could get killed by a freaking mountain lion. You know, it's like, it's reality. You know, I did a lot. I got away with murder. Not a murder, but I got away with a lot. I didn't like kill an animal or nothing. But
no, but you probably did hug a lot of trees, though. It's tongue-in-cheek. Relax.
I'm just saying, like, I went hiking so many times. I don't do it much anymore, but I wouldn't mind doing it.
McMeena, listen, you probably can't do it because it's always raining out there. Oh, look! Sun and trees! Wow, amazing! I forgot we had those! I'm so used to the overcast.
It again, but it's just kind of like where I live. It's not that close and everything. But when I lived like in like Fire Central, where fire danger was super high, and they'd have all these warnings, and they'd say absolutely no campfires, absolutely don't smoke on a trail, you know, absolutely everything. Yeah, because it's like a total tinderbox, and you know, if you lit off a firework, you would get killed. I'm not kidding. The local townspeople would not put up with that. So I've lived in that environment, and but this doesn't make any sense. No one ever said you can't hike. They're just like, it's common sense. Just like, don't smoke. Just go for a walk, and you know, you're on your own out there anyway.
You know what I just realized, McMeena? I don't know what the pagan population is out in Nova Scotia, but if they want to do like the rituals outside and and they're not allowed to hike. I sincerely hope they get triggered and say, fuck this shit. I don't want to do the online coming thing on Zoom.
Like, yeah, if the authorities can help you, they will, but they may not be able to. You know, they might be busy, or there's only some. There's literally a county in my state where you can't call the police and get a response, and they tell you, carry a firearm. We don't have the resources.
You see, at the very least, you guys have that option. Over here, I'm not sure, so I can't necessarily go off and rant on that. I'd like to think that we do, but again, this is Canada. You need a permit for everything. Yeah. You guys got that option. At least you got it. And people are telling you, look, we don't have the resources, man, so, do it at your own risk. Bruv, when I was in Jamaica, even in Florida, okay, when you're on the beach, they have flags that will let you know, hey, listen, if you're able to go, but the tides are kind of high and go at your own risk. And then at the end of the day, I don't think there would be a lifeguard. It's the same thing there, too. So everything is always at your own risk. Got it.
Like, but there's hardly anybody that lives there anyway, and not much happens. So, it's not like as big a deal as it sounds. But the police just advise you to actually carry a firearm and just be ready. And it's an open carry. We're an open carry state outside of a few cities. So, there's that.
Oh, Oregon is actually an open carry state? I didn't even know that. Huh, that's very interesting. As leftist as you guys are out there, Portland really, well, that's actually good to know. Interesting. Cool. What about Washington State, though? What is that?
And you need that for animals, too, like bears and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's just a lack of common sense here in this.
It's Canada.
I really sense some kind of agenda.
There is an agenda, McMeena. There definitely is. I've been wondering for the past few years, when is Chapter 2 of the Great Reset going to happen? Because people have been saying, okay, let's worry about the climate lockdowns. Like, the first couple of years, especially back in 2023, when you saw the Times cover, it was the Brooklyn Bridge and the fire was coming from Quebec. It was like, and they made it, I'll be honest, I thought it was artistically beautiful, and the way that they framed it as if it was like the end of the world was coming upon us. It says in the Bible they foretold that our end of days will here. The end is nigh type of thing, right? That they've been priming us in that sense. And this year, isn't it ironic that this freaking province has been getting a number of times, air quality warning. So we urge you guys to stay inside. Do you not realize how many people I've seen over time? A few, but most people aren't doing it anymore. I've seen a few people here and there wear a mask on account of it. Yeah, and you have to understand something, McMeena. I've stated this a bazillion times on this channel. Quebec, we got Floridian weather. Today it was hot and humid. Yeah, well, what did you expect? We broke records today, apparently. Well, today is like past midnight, but yesterday. And here we are, we're still alive. Amazing, huh? Isn't it amazing? Cool. And there is an agenda. There is a fucking agenda. And this is the same freaking police that wants to ban the gas-powered vehicles. They want everybody to have EVs. And damn you if you're going to be dealing with those rolling blackouts and you can't go anywhere. You can't charge your EVs in the middle of the fucking winter. Jesus Christ. Dude, when we tell you it's a frozen hellhole, we're not joking.
And I'm not one to criticize someone else's country.
Bruv, listen. You don't need my permission. It's okay. Criticize this country. Have fun. It's all good.
I don't really live in Canada, I try not to criticize another country that I've never even been to.
McMina, do you want to come now? Do you want to come? Do you want to come to Quebec? I promise you. I promise you. Don't worry. If you're gonna be with me, and I'll take you around town, and tu parles pas le français, c'est d'accord. On a des personnes ici qui parlent anglais. I will be your unofficial tour guide. Don't worry. You don't speak French. You'll be with me. I'm good. I'm cool. It's all good. They'll be forced to speak to you in English because, listen, I have a buddy here. He's American, so, you know. You're gonna have to talk to him in English. So, yeah. But do you want to come up?
But, what I'm hearing sounds pathetic.
It very much is pathetic.
It's just, and they're, like the tweet says, they're weaseling around their reasoning. Like,
Yep.
Like, I saw all these tweets like, you're gonna, like, it's your fault because you're the one out in the forest starting the fires by walking around. And
yeah, and I've seen a few people getting all, that were getting so self-righteous and holier than thou about it. And you saw my tweets, you saw my freaking replies to some of these people. You're selfish, you're a traitor. I'm expecting them to call us a traitor at some point. You're selfish for not obeying, and you're not doing things for the greater good. I was waiting for them to use those words. Alright? I don't know how much these people believe in the bullshit that they're spewing out there, but it's coming. It's coming. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
I'm like, what? The friction of your feet on the ground is going to start a fire? Like, no. Just tell people don't smoke and no campfires. Campfire is a criminal offense during those times. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's dangerous and stuff, if they find somebody doing a campfire, they're like, no, what do you.
Yeah, but it's not the same. But when a firefighter starts it on purpose, that's okay.
They're a knucklehead if they're doing that. So, but yeah, walking around just because it's dry, and there might be a forest fire like 20 miles away or something, or I guess 50 kilometers away, or 25 kilometers away, let's say. Sorry, I'm trying to speak Canadian.
Okay, McMina, I forgive you for that, buddy. You're forgiven. Thank God. I caught that. You said exactly what I was thinking.
It just, I don't know. This doesn't. What is the agenda to just keep us all because I'm in the house too much as it is. It's really bugging me. I want to get out more. Obviously today I'm not because it's like.
McMina, you have some trees that are calling your name. And while we're at it, are the geese still down there? Because if they are, do you mind shooting one for me? Can't stand those assholes.
102 degrees, but it's really hot, and just go outside for 2 seconds and you swelter. But yeah, I'd like to go out and hike some more. Go out to the river and stuff like that. It's fun. I've just been doing a bunch of stuff, and just to hear this this crap.
Crap is right.
Especially for Canadians, because this is the only time of year. It's not like a lot of these people can afford to fly out to Florida in the middle of the winter.
Oh my God! Thank you, McMahon. Thank you. I didn't think of that. Thank you. You are absolutely correct. Not all of us are snowbirds. Trust me, it would be very difficult, especially if you have kids. Not everybody could afford it, and there's kids involved. You can't just. You could. It's gonna be quite difficult. Snowbirds are able to do it, but yet some of those people who probably voted in Florida for the liberals, leftists, are also staying there. Oh, but I thought you guys didn't like Trump. You guys had every opportunity and reason to sell your Florida homes the first time you was there. You didn't like them then. Why suddenly are you boycotting anything American? Elbows up and pants down. You're gonna have to do that a little longer, guys.
This is the only time of year where they get to go outside and get to like
Yes.
go to the lake or whatever.
Yes, thank you. Well, just a little side note, McMean. Our lakes here in Quebec look like swamps. So, yeah, no fucking thank you. If listen, the French are over here are very big on the RVs. Like, especially where I am now, it's French fucking central. I like the same in French country. I'm not really in the countryside, but I'm in the burbs. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Listen, all those RVs, man. These people are nuts. They go nuts for their RVs. But it is kind of like very, they're very climate friendly here in the sense of it's very clean. Every house has a freaking EV, man, and an RV at times. But yeah, but to go to the lakes here, I will tell you, the lakes look like swamps. Oh God, Montreal's lakes, no. That's not a beach. That's not a freaking beach.
And get to enjoy summer things. Like I always notice it with my Canadian friends. Like they don't message me back nearly as much in the summer because they're out doing stuff. Because they're like, this is their time to do it.
Well, McMeena, listen, I'm in the house right now and I'm making you a response video.
Whereas where I live, you have a little more leeway. You can almost go out in the winter and do stuff. It doesn't get that cold. It's hot right now.
Yeah, but isn't it like BC a little bit? You tell me.
Blazingly hot, but it's a dry heat, like Arizona, as they say. It's a joke. It's like the skeleton and a cactus, like Arizona. It's a dry heat. That's what today is like.
Yeah, McMeena, would you be able to survive the humidity if you were to come here? Would you be able to survive? I'd love to know. I'd love to know.
Pretty bad. It really does feel like Arizona right now. But yeah, I don't know. I can't I don't want to criticize another country too much, but
go for it.
This just has this
McMeena, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
Funny WEF kind of
yes,
stay in your house agenda.
Thank you.
From people that are used to going outside, and this is their time when they can do it.
And we're already cooped up a good portion of the year anyways in the fucking darkness. Bruv, listen. Now around 8:15 it's starting to get dark. I'm already getting depressed about it. I wish that if the kids would not be in the picture or in the conversation, my other half and I would probably be fucking off to Florida. We'd be saying, okay, smell you later, Canada, and be getting dual citizenship and going down to Florida. Something. Getting away from this overpriced freezer.
It's almost like a horrible psyop. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, no, McMeena, you're not wrong. You're on the ball. You're on the fucking ball. A lot of us, those of us that are in the Canadian YouTube sphere and other people and others that I talk to in real life, we are of that opinion. And you'll probably see it in the comments section of this video. Apologies that it's very long, but I get excited when I talk about this shit.
Where I'm from, this would only be the case if it was so dangerous that the authorities would say, stay out of that area, because it's dangerous. There's an imminent danger of a fire. And then if there's fire weather, they would say, campfires banned. Don't smoke outside. That kind of thing. And so that's all I got. The best I got.
All right, McMeena. Well, listen, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this very long response video. I have nothing else to add. So you know what? Metal up your ass, dude. Peace out.